All right, I got this in later than I meant to, but we got the big updates. We got a lot of them. Quite a lot, actually. And I'm going to talk about Orks and White Scars because that's what I'm playing currently. I mean, I've played White Scars every couple months until they get a real faction. That's not compared to Ultramarines. Anyway, Orks. All right, so I'm going to do a quick rundown. I'm going to do some thoughts at the very end. Yeah, I don't know. I think Orcs made out pretty well. I don't think we made out as well as we could have, but I think that's good. I don't think we want to be the top dogs. I don't think Orcs are great when they're the top dogs because they're pretty easy to tech into often. Now sometimes like Mordaka, you can the original Mordaka, you can sort of overpower teching into it, but by the second week, that list was not podiuming all events like it was the first weekend. So I don't know, but let's go a quick run through. So we got the Dakar rigs up 15. Kind of surprised at how good it was. Not surprised that there was the points, but like when I started playing with this thing, I was like, oh, this does work. I sort of thought it was just like cheap, didn't do anything. I thought shooting was fake. No. With heavy and everything, it's pretty good. The Big Mecha Shock Attack Gun does his biannual points change. I mean, okay. The first one's the same price. The second one goes up. Boys, they go up for the 20 mans, and they go up for the fourth unit on, which is interesting because I'm pretty sure most of the big Green Tide lists were running 100 of them, so only like a 10-point increase if you think about it. Gretchen, they go up 5 if you run the second Runt Herd in the 20-man squad. Sure, that's just them following that pattern of if it comes in the box, you can run every model in the box. Pain Boss up 10. I had to go look for the rules for the Pain Boss. No one's running this thing, I don't think. I mean, like, okay, the model's great. I guess getting a 5-up on your Snaggle Boys is okay. A 5-up, feel no pain, not invul, by the way. Sure, I think they just increased him because they're worried about us going to Pain Bosses rather than Pain Boys. And yeah, Pain Boys going up 10. No surprise on that one. 20 boys when they're that cheap and a 5-up feel no pain. Not great. Not a surprise. War Boss 10 points up. Now this one's interesting because I didn't think War Bosses needed to go up. I don't think they were really the problem. I think Green Tide lists were running the big boss. I thought. I don't know. I've said this before. I'm not a Green Tide guy. I really don't enjoy playing hordes. I respect the people that do. I respect you, but it's just not my play style, especially at events when you have to do like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 times. I'm just not a fan. But the other interesting part is they gave him his custom Choppa from the Armageddon box, so the Cleave, Strength 8, AP2, Damage 2, with 2 extra attacks over the Power Claw, which I don't know if that's worth 10 points more. I think I like it better than a Power Claw, though. 2 extra attacks versus 2 strength is probably a go-to. Point decreases. Trucks went down. I don't know why trucks went down. I mean, I know why. They're not as good as they used to be. It used to be trucks were amazing. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're still good for shooting. I think you're gonna struggle for melee units getting trapped. Like I got wrapped by a Custody squad for the first time. I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to get out of here because of a Custody squad. So trucks are more finicky than they used to be. Now they're still good, especially whacking with a wrench. You got flash kits or you got tank busters inside. Still good. Rules changes. Okay. Biggest one is Green Tide is 3 DP. I think Green Tide is dead. Now, can you run the Green Tide, not literally the detachment, but can you run it like in Warhorde or Freebooter Crew or I guess you could do the Big Hunt? No, I think you can run a lot of boys. I think Warhorde especially, you can just run a boatload of boys. -1 to wound, sustain, makes them hit a little harder. The crit 5s is nice. I think you can run. I think you can still make a horde list work. I just don't think you're going with Green Tide. Okay, this one's funny. You can no longer re-roll saves on Makari's unit because there's a cheeky you have 5 knobs or 5 if you have knobs or boys with them, you could re-roll on the boy, and so that the one would not go on Makari, which is really funny. They got rid of that. Sure, I don't know. Makari's really weird because like if you've got two boys left, like he's basically invincible, and if you've got no one left, he just dies immediately. So it's kind of he's an odd unit. I don't know. You're still taking Gaz because turns out +1 to hit, +1 to wound is really good on a Strength 14 model. Plus he has a AP3 damage 4, which is unheard of in Orks. Yeah, boys can no longer take 3 attached characters. Honestly, this is a nerf. I don't think it matters that much because with all the points increases, you're probably not going to take the third character anyway. If I had to guess, I don't know. It might be a bigger nerf than I think it is. The boom deck is Snazwagon. This one's funny because it used to be just like if it was within 6 inches, you was -1 to hit. If you were -1 to hit, but now it excludes monsters and vehicles, and it's cover. So, frankly, bad, not good. As I talked about earlier, the war boss gains the custom Choppa. I still think I don't know if you need to go up 10 points, but I think you run that over that. I feel more excited about it because it makes he's less WA dependent, but also cleave means you get some sneaky more attacks. Battle wagon gains frame, sure, like the keyword was made for the battle wagon. Boys equipment got a bunch of changes so that you can run like the combi weapons, and they're actually combi weapons and stuff. I don't know. I'm not. Uh, I wouldn't be cutting arms off just yet. I'd wait for the new book to come out before we decide anything on those. Detachment changes. This is really funny. More Daga changes to Disruption. Equatorial Hordes. Equatorial Hordes got our points. 25 points for their enhancements. The 2-up fight on death, or I think it's a 3-up fight on death, and they have a condition or something. 25 points seems steep. And the other one, 25 points. I don't know. Seems fine. If you're running hordes of boys, this is really good because the lethal hit strat. And that's basically why you're taking that detachment. I mean, okay, Scout 6. Okay, what's better, Scout 6 on boys or lethal hits? Okay, definitely Scout 6 because you do it for free. But other than that, lethal hit's pretty good. My favorite, we did it, boys. We did it. We got there. It's Crush and Impact has been changed to Crush and Impact with a K. We are this close to getting the real need, which is Freebooter Crew is going to go to Freebooter Crew any day now. They're going to do it for us. I can feel it. Like they know they made a mistake and they've incurred our wrath. I don't know why they named it Freebooter. All right, let's get to the White Scars. Well, hold on. Before we do the White Scars, real quick, what do I think it means for Orks? Notably, I plugged in the list for Steve Pampreen's list. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, my friend. But it stayed basically the same because the points increases were just counteracted by all of his trucks going down. So the biggest quick change to that list is that it lost Purge the Foe and now has to take Disruption. I think you just change the list a little bit so you run to more action pieces and then you have a Disruption list pretty well. I don't know. I might try it. I don't know. I got to paint 15 Def Copters. That's a lot of Def Copters to paint in 3 weeks. And then the Green Tide list went up like 100 points, 100 something. I don't know. I didn't plug it in, but like, I'm not gonna run it. I just don't like Green Tide, and like I said, more power to you, but it's not gonna do it for me. But I think a lot of the stuff for Orks did not change at all. So Squig Hogs, I know a lot of people were saying Squig Hogs are broken and they go up. I don't think they're broken. I think they're just fine. I said for a long time that Squig Hogs need to be either faster, tougher, or hit harder, and they sort of made them faster because the terrain is much more open for them to move through. So they don't have breachable, but they kind of do, just because it doesn't hurt as much to have to move around a few pieces of terrain and not all of them, basically. I know the next book they're getting mobile. I would like them to get a buff. I really like Squig Hogs. I want to make them expensive and make them tough and cool, kind of like old Squigosaurs. That'd be nice. But Squigs are good. Kill Rigs are good. I think boys are still good. I don't know if you just run like one squad of 20. I think you need a critical mass. And then Def Coptas didn't go up, which is kind of crazy. That data sheet is insane for 75 points. Now it's really only great in Cult of Speed. I can see the point in Speed Wah, but Cult of Speed's really where I think it shines. West Aka didn't go up. That is crazy. He's in like every list, and I love him. And I don't know if he's broken. He just does everything. He's such a useful piece to have. It's such a orcs don't really have fast utility pieces like this um that can shoot, that can are not super wah dependent. Like he loves the wah, obviously, but he doesn't need it. And so I'm surprised he didn't go up a little bit. Gaz didn't change; he's still there. So I think orcs are in a great spot. I'm gonna say I don't think orcs are the best army in the game. We did lose those two lists from Tacoma. Now you can do the Def Copta one, the Steve Pamprine, but it's not the same disposition. And you could switch it to like Tac Brigade, or you could switch it to something else. I'm sure, but it's not the same list. And the Green Tide list obviously lost a lot of stuff, and Green Tide go to 3DP is just, I think it's gone. So yeah, I think orcs are in a great spot. I think where orcs are like I like where orcs are because I feel like they got a chip and a chair into every faction. I don't know if you can make a list that's good in every faction. Orcs still have a problem of 2-up saves with armor contempt, but those don't seem to be around as often. Orcs still have a problem with like getting shot from across the table by fast armies, but Eldar doesn't seem to, like sometimes you just sneak up on Eldar. Tau, uh, I don't know. Did all the Tau changes? I don't know. Maybe Tau is not nearly the problem as it was, but I don't know. I found like I had a decent shot at the Tau anyway. Especially if you had squigs or bikes or def copters, you should have just gone up on them. And once they start falling back and doing stuff, it's actually not that big of a problem. But yeah, let's take a quick little look at White Scars. So, um, points drops. Aggressors went down 10. Now, aggressors are interesting because the first tournament I went undefeated with White Scars. I didn't win, but I went undefeated because there was like 60 people at the event, and that's how 3-round events work. I went it with 3 by 5 or 3 units of 5 aggressors and 3 units of 5 Blade Guard vets, and then Kasaro Khan running around and giving him lance. And the list did really well because White Scars just made them advance and charge, and then they just move slightly faster. Now, I don't think they have assault anymore, just inbuilt. And so you're not getting shooting and melee, but maybe they, I don't know, maybe, do they? I should find out. But there's a critical mass where aggressors are just good. We're going to find out. We should do this. Why am I doing this live? Why do I do this to myself? The flamer ones are the ones. The problem is the bolter ones are better. But the other thing, drop pods down 10. Sure, I don't know. Impulsors down 10. That is good for us because of Kasaro Khan, and he not Kasaro Khan. I mean, yes, you can put Kasaro Khan in, but yeah, they don't have assault anymore. Dang. Never mind. Okay, so aggressors probably, I don't know at the point they need to go down to where they're going to start being good, and whether it'd be good for us and not other people. But yeah, so the impulsor is nice for shepherding around the captain with Paragon, Spear Point Paragon, which is good. I feel like you still want a Redeemer. And Razorbacks went down 10. Sure, I don't know. I wish you could put something in the Razorback. A ton of increases. Man, they hit us pretty hard because they hit us on like the Vibarius one and they hit us on the Fulgurus. So we got Bolt Eradicators up, we got Inceptors up, we got Infernus up, we got Land Speeders up. So that hurts because Land Speeders were good because they were cheap. Now, they didn't hit super hard, they didn't have tons of guns at the right ranges. But it turns out moving half an inch forward into terrain, shooting someone moving half an inch back, pretty good when you can't be seen. That was nice. Combi weapon up 10. Once again, that guy. You just cannot. I don't know how you replace him. Like, what do you do? The Repulsed Executioner went up to 15. So the problem is with this one is the reason White Scars and Ultramarines in particular were taking Repulsed Executioners because with Super Oath, you were able to shoot down a Catan. You didn't have the AP, but that didn't matter because you had a 4-up invul. So are Catan's the problem anymore? I don't think so. I don't think you're going to see those. You might see one, but the Necrons are running like they're running like hordes of stuff now. They're running like the Locust Destroyers and always always race. But yeah, so I don't know if we're running that. I feel like if I had to make a list now, I would drop it for a couple of Vindicators. That's what I'd probably go for. When I buy Vindicators, when they might not make it to past this codex, they might go to Legends. I don't think they're going to Legends, but I wouldn't buy them until I know for sure. Sternvard Vets went up. Now, this one's interesting because they got the new weapons. They got the Strength 5 AP2 damage 2 weapons. Obviously, AP2 damage 2 is good. Better than Strength 5 AP1 damage 1, but you have less attacks. So, I don't know if you're taking these. Now, they do have synergy with that new detachment that comes out where you like the Deep Strike coming down stuff, so that's nice. The Hammer Strike went up 10. So this one was our the White Scars. We're not doing ignore cover anymore. I mean, everyone was using them. Still play. I think it's going to pay for them. They are fast. They are fairly durable. They shoot pretty hard, and then they get rid of that stuff. So yeah, suppressors up 10. Nice chat. Nice. All right, cool. I've never seen a suppressor on the table. Have I? I think I've seen him once. And to be honest, I was playing a guy who was definitely mad that I beat him last time and he made a list to beat me. But yeah, I don't know. Stormlight's got some changes. So did Spear Point. But Shock Assault used to be on bike units you get lance and lethal hits, right? I think. I haven't run Stormlance for so long, but it now it's just lance on any unit. So that's definitely good. It still has a problem of Space Marine melee units are not that appealing. They're not without either getting like detachment buffs that White Scars don't get. For example, Liberator Assault Group with the +1 attack, +2 strength. Or just in units that we don't have access to, like your Victor's Guard or your Sword Brethren or Sanguinary Guard. You know, the faction specific stuff that we just don't have access to. And then the biggest one, this one hurts. It's the they lost evasive maneuvers, lost the -1 to hit. Now they're still -1 to wound. So yeah, okay. It was obnoxious having a storm speeder behind cover being -2 to hit. Okay, that was quite good. Um, but the Storm Raven got hit on the sideline of that one because, ugh. But yeah. So, do I think White Scars are the way to play Space Marines? No, I think like I said last time, I think the gap is smaller between them. So yeah, I think I would just take my list I had. I'd keep the Redeemer. I would drop probably 1 or 2 speeders, and then I would switch to a couple or a couple of Vindicators. Very important to point out. The Librarius lost its Fusillade. So instead of doing devs on crit 5s, now it does lethals and sustains. Which I mean, I can still see taking Librarius. I don't think you take that. Spear Point has the Hunter's Is it Hunter's Instincts? It's the what's the one? I don't know what it's called, but it's the enhancement that ignores cover and sustain, and you put that on probably Hellblasters now because they didn't go up. So Spear Point was one of the ones that didn't really feel the need to take Librarius because now the bomb the Hellblasters with a lieutenant with man, the name escapes me. Whatever it is, the enhancement. It's not as good as the Librarius combo, but it's close ish. And so we didn't feel as bad of not taking it. So this kind of continues with that. Now, the speeders going up does hurt. Does it hurt enough to stop doing Fulgurus and do another one? I think you could take the new one that just came out. I do think there's some stuff in there that's really cool. I don't know if it's good enough for what we're doing. I also think the problem is Inceptors went up, and Inceptor's really good for that detachment, and so did Van Vets. So we're kind of, what do we take in that detachment if it's not those? So I think we just have to eat the cost. But yeah, hopefully we get the codex for Orcs soon. Hopefully White Scars get an actual like thing to set them apart. And yeah, I hope I'll catch you guys on the next one.